Welcome back to another episode of the ALLRAGE Podcast, and I've got another guest on today. I'm really excited for this one. So I'd like to welcome a good friend of mine, someone I've known for a long time. Jono, welcome to the show.
Hello, mate. How you doing? You all right?
Good.
It's lovely to see you doing so well. I love it.
Appreciate it, mate. I appreciate it. First of all, thanks for coming on the show. It's been something we spoke about for a while now.
Yes, mate. Yes, yeah.
And you know, the story I feel is perfect for what we're trying to build at ALLRAGE.
Yeah.
So let's get into it, really. So, how did we first meet?
So it was doing the boxing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, working the boxing.
Yeah, working the boxing. Yeah.
Yeah, working the boxing.
The funs and joys are there, mate.
Yeah. So working the boxing. So in the security side of things, working the boxing, white collar stuff that we was doing, and we met through that. And then you know, at that time, our lives were a lot different. You know, your life was a lot different. Yeah, and that's why we're here and we'll speak about that. So. Yeah, security side of things. So you was working the boxing. I believe you was working the doors as well.
Yeah. I was working the doors. I was doing boxing. I was kind of just grabbing everything will come. You know. Okay. It's in this game you've got to kind of do a bit of everything. You can't just be a one-show pony with this. You've got to do a bit of everything.
You've got to dabble in all bits.
Yeah. That's it.
So how long have you been doing security for?
So about 13 years. There's been some gaps in there. There's, you know, I had a bit like I lost my badge for a little bit and stuff like that. You know, so there's been bits and bobs in there.
Cool. We could talk about that maybe a bit later. Okay. So 13 years. You know, on and off, been doing security, door work, events, festivals. You know, and I've always known you as you know, someone who's always worked hard, right? But you've had your own troubles in that as well.
Yeah. I've had my own troubles. So through the line of this, I found alcohol and drugs through the door work. I'm not going to totally blame the door work, but you're in a world where like you're taking drugs off people and you're around alcohol all the time. So it starts becoming normal. Yeah. Like where you would normally go to a pub if you have a normal 9 to 5 job. It's a bit of one of them.
That's all right. That's all right. Don't worry. That's fine. Cool.
It's a bit of one of them, you know, like you go with your friends. But when you're working in that, it's not carnage anymore. Yeah. Like people go on a night out, like they go to these crazy places and it's carnage for them. But when you've worked in it and you're sober and you're working it, it's not crazy anymore. No. So it kind of becomes the norm. Yeah. So for you, going to the pub isn't a normal thing anymore. Yeah. Like you want to go on these crazy nights out because you're so used to it.
Yeah. And that's the... What you said there is what I was trying to allude to with it, where, and you know, I'm 15 years in security now, and I've gone into the training element of it, as you know, but it becomes your normal environment. You know, you're in a nighttime industry, aren't you?
And you're awake at all silly hours. And, you know, even when you're walking home or walking to your car or walking to get the bus home, you're in the carnage. Like there's people fighting in the street, there's people doing drugs, there's police everywhere, there's all stuff going on. So for you, it just becomes your normal life to just be around it. Yeah. So when you then go on your nights out, it's then you start looking at the next steps because you're like, well, like this is all right, but now I'm a bit bored. So then you start looking at the drug side of it and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, hang on, well, like I know this lad, I know this one. And then it just starts going down a bad path.
And because we're on the south coast as well, it's a lively place. You know, Brighton, Worthing, Shoreham, all them places on the south coast. And you know, it's a party town, and we've worked in that scene for a long time.
And Brighton's now become like a mini London. Now. I know that sounds horrible to say, but it kind of is. Like, you know, there's a lot of drugs there. There's a lot of fighting. It's becoming a place where everyone wants to go now. Yeah.
And it's not so much of a nice place like it used to be.
No, do you know, it used to be, obviously I grew up around Brighton, so it used to be as a kid, like the pier was amazing and stuff like that. But now all this stuff, come 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, it's just drunk people everywhere and, you know, it's one of them now. It's a bit like that now.
Yeah, and those that don't know, sometimes you have 24 hours stuff as well. You know, when you have big events.
You remember the days of Buddies?
Oh, mate, Buddies? Oh, Buddies. You know what? You know, mentioning Buddies. Those that don't know, Buddies was like it's a restaurant, and it was somewhere where we all used to go.
All the doormen used to go there when you finish your shift. And the thing is, you could get a steak. I remember it, a steak on top of a burger on top of your fry up. At 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning.
What about Buddy's breakfast? That was a big one as well. The big Buddy's breakfast. And you know, and it's funny you mention that because that was like our outlet of mental health for us all.
Everyone used to sit there, chat, talk. Like if you had a hard night, if you had a code red, you dealt with a problem, you talked to the boys about it, you felt a bit better about it. And it was also a safe space for doormen. This is something I've realised we haven't got now. Like now you walk around like, so before you used to walk down West Street And you'd know everyone on every door. Yeah. Hello, mate. It'd take you ages. Yeah, that's it. And it used to take you ages to go anywhere. Now, people do their own things. Like, they're this company, they're that company, and, we can't talk to them. We can't. It never, ever used to be like that. No. When I first started, it was never like that.
No, well, we was in it at the same kind of time. Yes, so, like, we crossed paths, we knew each other, we knew all the people that we worked with.
But, like, the thing is, it weren't just a silly chat. Yeah. Like, I'd ask you how your day was. Like, you mean it. Like, how's your night going? How's work going? How's the family?
Yeah, what's happened, you know?
Yeah, and like now, like, you work the door, like, you don't even know who's working opposite you in the opposite pub. Like, before, like, this would be your pub with the person you're working with. There'd be a pub there with someone working there. If they had a problem there, you'd go and help them. Yeah. Now, these people, it's hard. It's not the same. It's not a family. Yeah. It used to be a family. It's not like that now.
No, and buddies are so good, like you say, and I'm glad you brought it up and mentioned it, because it's a fond memory of mine where, you know, being in that industry, you had Woody on the door. Yeah, what a legend.
Big Woody. Big Woody.
Woody's on the door, and, you know, Mark Thompson, who passed away, he was floating around.
Sadly, yes.
So, you know, all these different people, and that was our place, like you say, our safe place.
And the thing is, even if you was on a night out, and you went there, you still knew the boys was there, like, and that's how it was. But we lost that, and then we had COVID. Obviously, COVID hit hard. It killed it off. A lot of good doormen left. They found out there's a better way to earn money than stand there and take abuse. Yeah. And they went off. And I think with COVID and stuff, I think it all kind of killed the industry. Yeah. I'd love to see it come back.
I would as well, yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it ever will.
No, it won't ever go back to what we knew. Because clubs are closing now. Yes, the nighttime industry's done.
It is going.
It's going. It's not fully there yet, but the nighttime industry's done. Yeah, you might have the influx of youngsters now and again coming in from universities. Brighton's got a big uni.
That saves Brighton. The university side, obviously, every year they get new students in, and that kind of saves it. I think that's what kind of keeps the big clubs open. You know, like Chalk and Prism. Yeah. Like, that's always going to be their bread and butter.
Yeah, but other than that, it's not that community anymore.
No.
You know, and it's sad to think about, because, like you mentioned there's no outlet now, you know.
Exactly.
Even me putting this together was kind of like, let's all come together and have a chat and get on there and
pull people back in.
Pull people back in and build a community.
And that's the thing, I try and keep my relationships with my friends I've got from the door world. And, you know, because it's a bond you'll never lose. Yeah. Working the door, for people who don't know, people who haven't worked the door, it's like a brotherhood. You have to trust and you have to know who you're working with, and it creates a bond that
100%
you won't get in any other work.
No, it is. And you know, I had a lot of the ex-military guys who I know from the scene, and we know some we've worked with on the doors as well, and it's that brotherhood and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Even with, you know, men and women that we work with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, and you go through traumatic events together. You're especially in a place like Brighton. You know, there's fights, there's stabbings, there's been shootings.
It's getting crazy now. Yeah, it's getting crazy.
And you go through things together. You stand toe to toe. Even at the boxing, used to get tasty, didn't it? You know?
And the boxing is a unique thing to work. Like, at first, when I first heard about it, obviously, because I was on the fight scene anyway. So then, when I heard about that, I was like, I work in the boxing. Listen, some of the stuff you deal with at the boxing is insane. Yeah. You won't find in any other job. Do you know what I mean?
No, so you're then going, even with us guys being experienced and from our, you know, even a fighting background, you're going, whoa, hold on a minute. And I remember there was one major incident. I remember one time in Crawley, I think, one big incident, and I remember it proper kicked off. It was like an 8-9 man brawl, 10-man brawl, 3 tables all kicked off.
You get that quite often with the boxing. With the boxing, it is quite often that. And it's, do you know what it is? It's the white collars. So people start drinking early. And there's a lot of drugs. So obviously our biggest job was finding the drugs before they went in. It was still a problem. People still managed to get it in. And the thing is, you have 2 different towns in one town, both off their head on drugs, drinking. Like, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, so, and it's all for charity, but the people in the room don't look at it like that. No,
the poor people fighting, I always feel sorry for them. Like, if you've got a lad who's on at the end of the night and you've had to kick his dad out and his brother out, like, he don't need to be going through that, sitting in the changing room. Like, he don't want to go through that stress.
You know, so I think it's important what you said there. It's a unique role to do. And that's where we learned a lot as well, even after doing it after years.
And that's it. Because the thing is, you learn a door, and then once you've done doors for a couple of years, you understand it. Like, you can't, like, you know how to check an ID, you know how to talk someone out without having a fist fight. Like, do you know what I mean? But you do that, you're in a setting where it's going to happen. It's just a waiting game of when that's going to happen.
When it's going to blow up, basically. And I think we were such a strong team. We had a big team there. Yeah. And we all had our qualities. You know, some people were good at talking, some people weren't. Yeah. Some people were the heavies when it kicked off, you know, and other people weren't. Yeah, exactly. But you all had the ways of doing things. And the one thing was, you as a family and a team, and I think that's what's important, you know.
And this is what makes me sad now with the way the security industry's gone. It doesn't feel like there's any families. Yeah. So I'm with High Class now, and Harry was my friend, obviously outside of this, before this. But like me and him are close, but still trying to get that bond with a whole group of people. It's hard these days.
Yeah, it's politics. That don't need to be politics.
No. And that's what ruined it. The politics come in, and now there's 50,000 companies like this, but everyone wants to battle everyone. Yeah. Back in the day, everyone used to want to help everyone out. I've got a doorman with our lot. Like, do you want to have him for the night? I
remember when it kicked off at the top of West Street, and I was at Walkabout working, and everyone would come down and help out, or it'd be the other way around. But like you say, now it's not so much.
It's not so much that brotherhood now. No, like you've got the people you work with, but you walk down the town and, you know, other doormen will now watch you. If you're really struggling with someone and trying to take them out, they'd rather just stand there and watch or act like they haven't seen it.
Yeah, and that's where the industry's going, unfortunately, at the moment, and it's a shame. So what made you get into security? Like, what made you get your badge?
Obviously, I was doing my kickboxing stuff. Okay, cool. At school, I was never great at school. I got kicked out of school all the time. I got no GCSEs, no nothing. I went to colleges and took nothing away from it. And I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do in my life. I was like, I can't not do nothing. So I was like, let's look at this security stuff. Like you know, I was young. Young. So for me, it was, I want to be a doorman.
Yep, the classic one.
And it was kind of that thing. And I thought, I'm going to go for it.
Okay, so that's you got into it from, like you say, from that kind of let's go for it, and really get in. I was the same, you know. I was a big lad. Everyone was like, get into it because you know.
And that's the thing. Everyone goes, and you're a big lad.
A different perception to actually what it is when you get into it. You know. So you got into that, got your license, started working the doors. You know. And when was it really that things started to get a little bit deep for you, like on the door? You know, how far in was it, and what kind of things happened?
To be fair, starting out, you're always going to be in a situation because you don't know how to handle it yet. So I think that question you asked is a good question, because some people, they can deal well with chaos, some can't, and it's a trade you won't learn until you're in that
experience.
moment. Because like you could be dealing with one night, two girls, one's been spiked, and you don't want to kick them out of your venue and leave them just two young girls on the street. So you can be dealing with that one night. What's a very it's quite emotional because you get attached to that situation. You're like I feel really sorry for this girl. I'm not just going to leave her and her friend on the street. But then the next night you could have 5 guys absolutely kicking off, and you've got to go hands on straight away. So each night you can flip. So you have to kind of adjust quick, and you adjust and find where you're going to be as a doorman. Like you can be an arrogant doorman who just wants to do the classic, throw him out. Or you can be a talkative doorman. And I think you've got to find
a balance in between.
Your place with that.
Definitely. And I don't think the training's adequate enough that we do to get the licenses.
No, it's not.
Isn't adequate enough to prepare you for any of that. I was 18 when I got my license, and I was even working the doors before then. But I was 18 when I got my license. I was thrown in at the deep end, up in Crawley, a little bit rough, working with the old school guys, wet behind the ear, and I had to throw a guy out who was the size of my old man. Size of my dad. And he's like, go on, mate, fuck off.
And that's the thing, like you can't adjust to it until it's in front of you. Do you know what I mean? And this is another thing with these, like the SIA, obviously I understand we're going to have them forever now, but the courses, the course and what you learn, the physical intervention, isn't going to help you on the door. And that's an honest truth.
In a realistic environment, it won't.
It's not going to save you. It's not going to help you. But you've got these poor people coming in believing that's going to work. Listen, you can't go up to a 6'4" guy who's kicking off when you're 5'8" and go, hello, mate, can I just get your wrist and pull? like you're going to end up in a bad way. Yeah, like, and it's unfair for people, really. And
especially when you've got people like us who know how to handle ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you don't know who's out there. Like, there's that classic, everyone's a UFC fighter. You know? We've heard that so many times.
Everyone's had 5 pints and they think they're Conor McGregor.
But then there are people that actually do know how to defend themselves. And you're going to have to deal with that. And there will be people that will wrap you up. There will be people that injure you.
And this is why you've got to have good people you work with as 100%. well. A brotherhood, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're on a 2-man door, everyone goes, oh, it's all right, it's 2 against 1. But that's all fun and games until you've got 4, 5 or 6 people kick off. You've got to know that you can both deal with that. Or if one can't deal with it, you've got to not look after them, but you've got to keep them safe. So now it's not about you. Now you're looking after them, you're looking after the venue, you're looking after an array of things now, rather than just yourself.
It becomes a big pot. So then we look at that mentally, you know, and we just mentioned it a moment ago about, you know, when did things start getting a bit, you know, a bit choppy, a bit dark for you and that, you know. And it comes with that experience. As you start getting into the industry, that's when you start seeing things that necessarily...
Because you don't see it from the outside. No. That's it. You know, you can go to a club and go, the doorman are lovely here, like, but you don't know, like, they've been in the white room dealing with someone who's had a sexual assault, or you know, they've just been out the front, like literally having a physical fight. Like, you don't see what they're going through, or you don't know how their day is gone. Like, and that's the other thing. Everyone goes, you know, doorman and knobheads, doorman. But hang on, we've got normal lives as well. We've got kids, we've got troubles, we've
partners,
got homes,
families. You know
we've got all that stuff going on. And people just go, you're just a steroid doorman. Like, you just want to row all the time. Nah, like, I just want to earn my money and go out.
That's it.
Like, same as you go to your 9 to 5. That's what I'm trying to do.
And we make careers out of it, you know. There are people that make there are the bad side and the good side with every job. But you know, you make the career out of it, and something you said there is having that understanding about you know, about actually we are real people. We do have a mind.
We do have a real life outside of this. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have everyday struggles.
Like, and not all of us want to be fighting everyone all the time and do that. You know, listen,
the best door shifts I've worked is when you've gone to a new venue, you've met a new group of people, and there's been no trouble. And then you go, God, I want to go back tomorrow night. I want to go back tomorrow night.
You've had a laugh, you know what I mean? It's been good.
And the thing is, you get paid the same money, whether you're having a laugh and having a giggle and getting on with the clientele there, or you're having a massive code red. So for me, it's now I'm smart with it now. Now when a job comes along, I have to look at it and I go, like, what's the pros and the cons of this job? Do you know what I mean?
That comes with experience, and that is massively important. And you know, I just do training now, so I don't really do a lot of that. But if a job does come up, even in the CP sector, I'm like, what does that consist of?
What have I got to do with this? Where have I got to go?
But when you start out, you're like, I'm on everything. Put my badge on, you know, I'm there.
That's it. You think you're Superman. That's it. But we've all done it. Like, we've all done it. I promise you now, everyone who's watching this, who is a doorman, has put that badge on at one point and thought you're Superman.
In the mirror.
Literally in the mirror flexing, do you know what I mean?
So, you know, and I mentioned it a moment ago about like the mental side of things with it and the mental health, you know, and I think that it's prominent in our industry, massively prominent, and there's no support. There is nothing.
There isn't. You are on your own. Like, and again, we go back to this brotherhood thing, because it is, because you used to be able to talk to your people, but now you haven't even got that. So now, if you're having a really bad day, or you've dealt with something what's done your head a little bit, like, you can go home and talk to the missus, that's fine, but sometimes you need to have a man-to-man chat. Do you know what I mean? You need to go, listen, mate, I'm not all right with what happened the other day. Like, it set my head off a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
And also speak to people who have an understanding of it.
Who do the same thing.
Yeah, because you could speak to your partner, you could speak to your parents, you could speak to whoever, but they don't have an understanding of it.
They don't do that job. You need to talk to someone in there. So I think something amazing what could happen or should happen is something for Brighton to do with mental health. And the thing is, it's not just for us doormen. Like, there's people in the industry as well, like the bar workers and stuff. Like, we all go through
the nighttime economy and all that as well.
We all go through the same thing. Like, you see them night passers, them poor people. They're all like in their 60s. They walk up and down that town helping everyone. That's a big shout out to them. I think
big respect.
Brilliant,
to what they do.
Amazing. But like, they do it for free.
I know.
Like, and they get loads of ag. And you know, I see people sometimes being horrible, and like, you got to move them away from them, because they're doing it to try and help everyone. But no one's got anywhere where they can go, do you know what? There's 3 of us from this company, 2 of us from that company, 5 of us from that company, and we're all a little bit stressed, like let's all meet for a chat.
Yeah.
There's no real thing
let's
like
have a coffee, let's have a chat, let's sit down, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
There is no outlet. And I think people out there don't realise that. They think, you know, that there is stuff, but there isn't, you know. Even the military have an outlet. We don't have that. We are privatised, we don't have it. So really, really, you know, important what you said there, that there needs to be some sort of hub in these places where you can kind of go to and have them conversations. Okay, so, you know, we touched on the security side of things there and things that gone on. And, you know, so your story there on the side of, you mentioned it earlier a bit about the kickboxing. So where did you really start when it was combat sports? What did you get into first?
So I was at ZT in Hove. That was the original place. It was Sol Gilbert, Tolly Plested, Aftab, all that. They was all down there. But I was a young kid. I was probably 14, 15, I was young, around that. Yeah, it must have been around that. Sort of just going, I was a big kid. When I was 15, 16, I was like 21 stone.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was a big old boy.
Big lad.
Yeah. So I went there like just recreationally, really. I done karate like as a younger kid, but like that's when I really started going, oh, like I like this. Then I ended up meeting my coach, who's one of my lifelong friends now, Sam Davis, who has Titan Kickboxing, and that was it. We kind of just went. I wanted to fight, and he was like, I can't let you fight like this in this state. And I was like, what have I got to do? And he was like, look, if you lose this weight, he was like, I'll book your fight. Okay. Yeah. And I was like, I don't really know what to do. I've spent my life like eating whatever I want, drinking whatever I want, doing whatever I want. Yeah. And I was like, all right, like I'll start running, like see how that goes. I'll change my diet. And I went from, I think it was like 130 kilos, 135 kilos, all the way down to 83 kilos.
Wow.
And that was it. Then we was ready to go.
Ready to go again.
So I did fight on the way down from that. Fought a super heavyweight. That's a fun experience. There's some big boys in there. Yeah. But yeah, like so that's kind of how that went. I was doing the ZT stuff with Tolly and
so that was that more kickboxing?
Yeah, no, so that was everything. That was like your wrestling, all that. Cool. But I couldn't really get on with it. When I was young, I couldn't really get on with it in my head. So Sam come along and he was sort of teaching the kickboxing there, and we just sort of bonded straight away. So I was like, oh, like, is there anything I can do outside of here? Yeah. And then it kind of just progressed. So I left there and went with him. And then I sort of started
getting into that side of stuff. Yeah. So then you went into like the boxing side of stuff, got into that.
Boxing, kickboxing, and then the thing is, I started living it.
Okay.
So this is what I try and say to people: if you're going to start this sport up, you've got to start living it. So for me, I'd know every UFC fighter going. Like I'd watch every UFC, every boxing card, what was coming out. I knew who was who. Like I would wake up in the morning straight away, go for my run, come back, eat food, go training. Like it was just
it's a lifestyle.
It was my entire life. Like and like even when I'd wake up in the morning, like now, like I wake up in the morning, I go through social media. Then I'd wake up in the morning and go, like what's going on in the world with kickboxing? Like what's this? What's
so you indulge in it and you get that interested in it, and that you know, I used to get excited by it. I used to be like, right, what's going to be on now? What workout can I do now?
Yeah, exactly. You know?
So you know, that's the positive side of it, that you got into it, and then obviously there was a gap there where you kind of went down the negative side of things.
So I had a big time off, a big time off from it all. I got married.
Congratulations.
Well, we're just about to say something else in a minute, but yeah, so I got married. Thought this was it. Like, don't need to fight anymore. Doing my security, and then we broke up.
Okay, not congratulations. That's all
exactly, good. Exactly. So we broke up. We had my daughter Evangeline together. We broke up, and then I think that for me was my breaking point with the drugs and the downfall. So I was doing bits of security, but I was doing bits of security to just get enough money to go out and get drugs and go drinking. So I wasn't being effective. I wasn't being a doorman I originally was. I am now doing it just to go, if I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I know I can have Saturday and Sunday off and go and get off my head.
You're doing it to fuel a habit that becomes a habit at the time.
So for me, I always thought I was heartless, nothing bothered me, but I think it hit me hard. So then drugs become my outlet. Because I was like, look, listen, I don't cry, I'm not getting sad.
Yeah.
Throw loads of drugs in my system, and I was like, I feel all right. When I was on the come down from the drugs, it hit twice as hard. So then what I started doing was pushing it longer. So I started creeping into like the 2-3 days of no sleep, staying up, drugs, drink, heavy.
When we're talking about drugs, we're talking about, cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine.
Like
Well, anything I could get my hands on. So look, I'm honest, Bill.
I know
so,
that.
So for me, it was anything I could get my hands on. And there were some horrible times in that, like I care about what I look like and what I do in life. Listen, I'm walking around in a t-shirt with sweat marks from 3 days ago. Like I wasn't washing, and I haven't slept for 3 days. I'm going, like I lost loads of friends. Like I was going through friends lists, like begging for a $5, like to get a bus to somewhere, like to try and get some drugs, and that's the dark bit of my life. So I left everything, and that was just me. Literally,
that was your life. Like you say, it drags you in. When you've gone through that, and you kind of went through the same thing I went through. That then was my downfall. That led to it. And there was times where even when you was in that, we had conversations. You would ring me up, and there'd be conversation, and I'd be like, mate, you're
in a bad way.
You're in a bad way. You know what I mean?
And to be fair, you was good. You was always like, look, like,
I'd always listen to
yourself out.
You know,
but it's hard. What I've learned is when you're in that, unless you're ready to pull yourself out of it, you're not coming out of it. Do you know how many times I'll do the 3 days and then I'd go home, sleep for 5-6 hours and go and do the same thing again? But I would tell myself, I go, that's it. Like, I'm not going back. I'm not doing it. Listen, within 6 hours of me saying that and me thinking I was doing well, I was back at it.
Because it's that niggle in your brain going, right, you need me, and that's I hope it's okay for me saying this, but you get addicted to it, so then you become addicted to drugs.
I was addicted to it. I wouldn't say I was addicted to the lifestyle, because I used to sit back and look. Like when I wasn't come down, so I'd sit back and look and go,
I've lost everything.
What am I doing?
Where's everything?
And then I'd realise I'd lost everything. But then what I was doing was looking at how much I lost everything and how much I've made a mess of everything, and then go back into it, because I was like, I might as well. Now I'm already this much hundreds and hundreds in debt, and I've upset this person. I might as well just carry on snowballing.
And then you get to a point then where you're doing the drugs, you're drinking as well. That gets excessive. Yeah,
like drinking was getting stupid. Like doing a bottle of vodka before I even went to the pub to go and have a couple of beers. Like it was just getting ridiculous.
Yeah. So then your health's affected. Your mental health's affected. Your mind's affected. Your physical. The way you look's affected, and then it gets to a point where that's it, isn't it? It's a spiral circle. Did you ever get to that point where you're like, "This is it. I don't want to be here anymore"?
Do you know what? And this is the dark bit I knew we was going to get to. So for me, I've never been one to say, like I'm going to do this, like I'm going to do this to myself. But in my head, like I was there, like I was like, look, I can't fucking do this. Like I've got a daughter, like, and I'm messing my life up. Like what am I leaving for her here? Like I'm doing nothing for her here. I'm just making a mess. She's not going to be proud of me. And then the more and more I was adding up, I'm losing this. Like I'm losing good friends, like good life friends. I was losing. Like I weren't seeing my daughter. I was just constantly losing. And like my poor mum, she went through so much at that time. I was staying with her, and she went through so much, and all she ever wanted was the best for me. Like she just wanted me to stop and find myself. But I just kept pushing, and it got to a point where I was like, do you know what? Fuck this.
I'm done.
Yeah, like fuck this. I've had enough of that. I'm done.
Yeah. So then you get to that point, and you think, right, I'm just going to finish it now.
And that's a dark place to be in.
Of course it is.
Before I ever got to that space, I used to always go when people used to go, I want to do this. I go, don't be silly.
Yeah.
Now I've been there. That dark place, is horrible. Now, I promise you, if anyone reaches out to me, if anyone watching this ever needs someone to talk to, like everyone needs someone to talk to,
course,
because
100%.
That is the loneliest place you will ever be.
Yeah.
Like I promise you now, you could leave here and someone could go, like your family's died or your animals died or something, and that's sad. But what is sad is when you're looking around and there's nothing there. Like, but I did, and this is how I got back out of it. Like my mum was trying to constantly get me out of it, trying to help me.
Yeah.
And then you start realising, hang on, if if I just stop, if I try not to do this for one day, how much does it change? And do you know what happens? When you message one friend and they go, cool, it isn't 4 a.m, oh, Johnny's off his head. It's 2 p.m, and he's asking if like I'm all right and like what's going on in my life. You slowly start crawling it back. So all you have to try and do is break that cycle, but you've got to be ready in your head. I think you have to hit, if you're really addicted, you have to hit the low to then
bounce back up. Yeah. And would you say you got an addictive personality?
Yeah, very. So listen, like if you said to me now, like this book's got something about cars in it, my whole day from that is like, I want to know what cars.
I want to know what's in it.
What cars and.
So it's like an intriguing side of things. So when it comes to drugs and alcohol, you're like, oh, you know, I've been doing these drugs. Yeah. Now I want to see what else there is and experiment.
And that's it. The
spirals, and that's the problem. You know?
I remember there was a bus stop in where was it, in Brighton or wherever it was, and I was with my friend and we had some Mandy. Do you remember Mandy? Yeah. We had some Mandy, and it was scratching off the floor, and then we're both vomiting, like falling around on the floor. Wow. Like I'm begging people for like £2 to put into my bank so I can get the bus back, and like and I look at that and I was covered in sick. I remember I got onto the bus like smothered in sick, and now I look back and I think, like, fuck, but in the time you don't see it. So anyone with a problem, I would say try and reach out as soon as you get the acknowledgement of what's going on. You've got to just say to someone, look, can you just help me a little bit?
And also look at it from that like third person point of view, because when you're going through that, you're not looking at it like you're seeing yourself as tunnel vision. Someone watching you though, for example, if I was across the road and I was watching you, I'm going to be like, what's this guy doing? He's a mess, you know? So, and when you start looking at that, you'll see that and you'll see people out there and you'll go, you know, so it takes a lot to pull yourself out. What pulled you out, and how are you now where we are now?
So I'm a Christian. I've always been a Christian, but I put a big faith in God. And I was like, I've had enough. I'm coming out of this. Like, let's do this. And I started saying to my mum, like, I'm going to start doing this. And I just slowly pulled myself out, slowly. Like, it was hard. So I started going back into the security world. That helped me, definitely helped me get my head back straight. But I think it was definitely the point where it was either I've had enough here, and I'm gonna do something bad to myself, or I've got to change it.
Yeah. And you get to the lowest point.
And it just got to a point where, like, it just can't happen anymore. Like, I love my daughter with all my life, so I've got a son as well, Ted. And I wasn't there enough. Like when he was born. Like, I had to fix myself up, get sober, like, so I'd go and be with him for a bit, and then like, I was straight back to it. See him for a couple of days, and like straight back to it. And it was just like anything I had in life, what was good. It was like I look at it like a glass ball, and I was just constantly hitting it with a hammer.
So would you say then your kids pulled you out of that mentally?
Yeah, the kids definitely helped. Definitely helped. Yeah, because it was getting to the point where I either had to change something or lose them, and that's where it was, and that's when I was like, no way, like anyone who knows me knows how close I am, like with my daughter and my son and stuff, and I was like, no, that can't happen.
Yeah, we need to sort this out. Yeah. So at that time, what was your weight like? Was you quite, you know?
So I was big. So as much as I was doing these benders and stuff, I was big. I went up to 123 kilos. I think it's about 20 stone.
About 20.
Yeah, about that. And I was just a mess, Like, weren't taking care of myself. Like, my beard's all hair was horrible. Like, I had loads of like little health issues going on. Like, and I was just literally ruining myself. Like, just breaking myself.
Every element of that is destruction. You're destroying yourself mentally, physically, internally. You know, it's destruction, isn't it? And
I was just killing my mind, killing myself. I was killing anyone who was with me was getting involved in it, like and
dragging people in.
It was just a massive sandstorm, and I couldn't see from outside my view. So I had to sit back and look in for a minute, and I was like, wow, like this is
so when you did that, and now we kind of come around to where we are now, like present day, and you know, there was a time where we hadn't spoke for a while because I think you was going through that transition of sorting yourself out, things like that. Did you ever do like rehab or anything like that, or was it more just your own stuff?
Yeah, my own stuff, and I think that's, like, I don't disagree with rehabs and stuff, but I think you've got to find yourself first. And then you can fix the problem. You've got to sit back and look at yourself and go, what did you want out of life? Like what did you want to do with your life? Because at the moment, you're the furthest point away from it. Like you can't get no further. So let's start making a little step to come back.
Small steps.
Yeah, and that's it. Like like I said, I don't disagree with rehabs, but I think they put you in a situation what feels like it's forcing you.
Yeah, and that's a good point you said there. You said it earlier.
Yeah.
I could have a conversation with you like we did many times, and I could say, look, John, sort yourself out. Yeah, all right, Bill, all right, Bill, but it go over your head. Yeah, because you need to do it in your own time when you're ready.
You've got to find yourself. Yeah. You've got to say, yeah, that is it. I am at my lowest low. Like that's it. I'm there. And admitting that to yourself is hard.
Yeah.
Because then you look at yourself and you go, fuck, I'm one of them. I've done it to myself. And that is the thing. Like you have done it to yourself.
Well, it's yourself that's done it.
Yeah, that's it. Like I can blame problems. Like when I was a kid, like my dad died when I was a kid. Like died on New Year's Eve. Like and I saw him dead and had to wait for my mum to get home. And I could blame it all on that, and I could blame it on like my divorce. I could blame it on an array of stuff, when really it's only me who's to blame.
Yeah. You put the things in your body. You did that. And I think that's such a strong way to be, and I've got so much respect for you for that because for kind of highlighting that. We are the people that do this to ourselves. Although the stuff in the past, same with me, like stuff that happened with me in my past. I could have been on a destructive thing all the rest of my life, but I said no, I'm not going to do that.
No, you've got to pull yourself out. And now look at where you are. Look at what you're doing now. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing. And the thing is, unless you pull yourself out, you don't know what your potential is.
Exactly.
You don't know.
And you mentioned there about Christianity. Okay, so I'm Christian. My partner's actually Catholic. So but we go to church every Sunday, and it's something that people don't know too much about because I don't talk about it. But I'm very much like very in with that side of things, and I have my own thought process behind it and stuff. But I gave myself to God years and years ago, and I lost touch, but He's always there. So you got to reach out.
So for that whole time I was doing all that drugs, obviously I've sort of put God to a corner. When really I should have been leaning more on Him than pushing Him away. And I was leaning on Him. I was pushing Him away. I should have leant on Him and said, look, I need to come out. So I put God on the back burner. I put my Christianity on the back burner. And I was like, nah, I'm doing it my way. Listen, you can't do life your own way. And I'm not, I'd never push it on anyone.
No.
But I would say for me, the stuff I've gone through and got out of and the way my life has gone, I would say God is definitely with me. God is definitely strong in me. And now I'm happy we're close. I'm happy we're close. Because now, like when I look at my phone, I've got an app on there called Clean Days. So I'm literally 170 days. Sunday.
Amazing.
6 months.
Mate,
literally
amazing for that, mate. 100%.
Yeah. So, but like now I look at that, and like I have friends who go, would you go back? Would you go back? And I can't even think about that now. And now I go, no. Like I've got too much good in my life. But what I've brought back, I've brought back to life. Why would I lose that?
Yeah, again? Why would I lose it? And finding that love with God again and that connection, that people have their own thoughts on it. And again, we're not pushing that on people, we're not saying, look, you have to go to church and stuff.
Whether you're Muslim, Jewish, whatever you are, I respect you. But all I'm saying is if you're not and you're struggling, it is something to look at, I promise you.
And the things that have happened to us in our life, there's got to be more than just the normal, you've got to look and think, hold on, there is something else there. There is
of course, 100%.
Not maybe someone, but there is something, and there's a belief. And the thing is, when you've got addictive personalities, you then go and you then get connected with God and what comes with it. And churches are such peaceful places.
Exactly. And do you know what? It really is like a sanctuary. Like if you're feeling low, I promise you, go and sit at a church. Like just for half an hour and just gather your thoughts in a church. You'll feel something.
I've sat in many churches and cried. Many churches.
Because it brings you close. It brings you close.
Even now, like I'm feeling like, you get a vibe when you're talking about it, and it's like you start feeling something. So to me, that's, well, explain that. What is that? And we're going, well, it has to be
from you.
From you. It has to be an energy that maybe something above has given me to be able to drive my life forward.
Exactly.
So you got the Christianity side of it, and I'm glad you found, respect for that, brother, that you found yourself now with God and you brought yourself out of it. Now let's go into like the present day. So, mate, you're looking amazing.
Thank you.
When you come in, I said, blimmin' hell, man, I don't even recognise you.
I've just come from 123 kilos, and I weighed in today at 87 kilos.
That's amazing.
So now I'm training with Mir Bros in Port Slade and Matteo in New Haven. Amazing gyms. Like, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. They're really good. The same with the mental health stuff. If you go there with your mental health, I guarantee it'll help you out a little bit. Or I'd like to say, at least try it.
Try.
And that would be my thing into that. But so I've got that. So I'm training up. I'm doing an ultra MMA 9th of November in Brighton.
Decent.
Just to sort of have a go. I tried a grappling tournament 2 weekends ago.
Nice.
So I've literally been doing jiu-jitsu, MMA for I think it was 4 weeks or 5 weeks.
And the jiu-jitsu thing is something that I've been talking to you a while about. And Tommy, the guy I just had on my show, the other one is he does it as well. Ex-military, he's got into it and he's loving it. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is just coming into my life all of a sudden because everyone I'm speaking to is doing it. People close like yourself are all doing it. So again, back to the thing with God, I'm like, something is telling me that I need to get into it, because
100%.
I love my boxing, but boxing is only, can only last you a certain amount of time.
One bit, Like jiu-jitsu, like I saw some thing on Instagram the other day. There was some guy at 90 who was doing their grading for jiu-jitsu. Like it's a brilliant art. And that's why I ended up doing that competition, because I only done 4 or 5 weeks of this grappling, doing jiu-jitsu and stuff. And this is the thing with me, like, you know me, like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Like, I went there.
All in.
I took 3 losses, but what I took from it is 2 of the guys couldn't take me down, they couldn't submit me. And I have to have something like that to keep me step. So I have to have, so now doing the training, so I was just going to the gym, like just a normal gym, no fight stuff, just a normal gym. But I was getting to the point where it was a bit like, I can lift this, I can do that. Yeah, like my arms looked all right. But I have to have something to drive towards. And that's why fighting, I think it must be a calling for me. Because the minute I go, let's book a fight, you've got my 100% attention.
You're in the camp.
You've got me. You've got me.
And if that's the thing, that keeps you on a straight and narrow, just keep doing it, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
keep
the thing.
Training,
I would ever. So even after this fight, even if I don't ever fight again, with the jiu-jitsu and the MMA stuff and that, I'll probably still do it because there's so much I've got to learn. Of
course,
with it. And the thing is, it doesn't matter if I put a stone on over Christmas or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Again.
And I can still do the jiu-jitsu. That's the beautiful thing with it.
And the most important thing is you're not going back into what you did. You're not doing them drugs. You're not doing the alcohol. You're not being destructive. If anything, you're looking at a positive outlet. And jiu-jitsu is your way out and your focus.
And that's the thing. The thing with having boxing and kickboxing in your arsenal. Same with karate. Same with taekwondo. If someone's trying to have a fight with you, the only way you know how to defend yourself is with a strike. Listen, that's in a doorman basis. That's us done. That's you done. Whether you're in the right or wrong, you still hit someone. So with jiu-jitsu and wrestling, like now if you're having a row with someone and they start attacking you, you don't just have to go, oh, hang on, look, I know how to get out of this and give them a dig. You don't do that now. Now you can go, hang on, look, I can tie him up, calm him down. And
some of the things I've been seeing, I'm like, when I get into this, I'm just going to get choked out, mate.
A lot of that happens. I'm still getting that.
But you've got to swallow your pride, haven't you? Because and like a couple of other guys have said to me that are doing it, it's not about winning or losing with jiu-jitsu, it's about learning.
Just learn.
If we got on the mats and what belt are you at the moment?
White belt.
So we get on the mats, we'll both be whites or whatever, and you just grapple and do whatever. You're learning from each other.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, it's lovely. And again, I found a brotherhood down at Mir Bros and Matteo down in New Haven. Literally, we found such a brotherhood. Good. Like it's lovely. Like everyone you roll with, you got people with blue belts, purple belts. Everyone you roll with is there to help you. Like no one's gunning at you to try and break your wrist, break your arm, like snap your neck. Like everyone's there to help.
With boxing, when you're sparring and you get that cheeky little bit of, I'm going to go in a bit harder, or you've got your different levels, you've got your amateurs, you've got all the different levels. But when you're in a boxing gym, someone might spar too hard, someone might, take the mick a little bit, and you're like, hold on, mate, we're sparring. This ain't fun. So then it becomes a point where you fall out of love with it, because you're going, okay, it's a bit too much.
And that's the thing, I've seen loads of bullies in gyms. Like when you used to have your sparring and go to a different gym to do the sparring, everyone just wants to take everyone's head off. But with the jiu-jitsu, like with that competition I done, like even after, like me and the guys was hugging, like having a chat, like was getting pictures together. Like I never had that really.
No, it's a respect. Isn't it? There is respect in boxing because we both box, and you know that. But it's not like that. No, this is
everyone just wants to knock everyone out. That's all everyone gets. You know, people don't go, oh, I've managed to get this much fitter this week, or I've learnt this combo. It's just, oh yeah, I want to knock him out. I want to knock him out, and that's all people base themselves off. Oh yeah, I want to.
It's all about knockouts, isn't it? And for those that have stepped to the ring like yourself, like myself, it's not easy to knock someone out.
Knockout ain't easy.
It's not easy.
And the thing is, when you're standing in that ring, and you're both looking at each other in the eyes, you've both prepared for this. It's not like you've got in the ring and this guy's just come off a couch and he's walked in. Like, you've both trained for it. You're not just going to walk in there, throw your first punch and go, see you later, mate.
Even the charity ones, like Ultra White, which we used to work with doing the boxing, and we've competed in that as well ourselves. Even that, you train for 6 to 8 weeks.
Exactly.
So you're not going in against someone who's literally got off the sofa.
No.
Don't matter what level people are at. So people think it's easy to knock someone out. Well, it isn't.
And the thing is, we're built to survive. No one's going to let you just willy-nilly knock them out. Like, no one's going to have that. And your body won't allow that.
No.
Your body will try and defend or run away in some kind of way. So it's people need to learn this stuff going into it. Because, again, I see a lot of people now, like MMA's blown up, and they go, oh, yeah, I just want to go straight in there, first round knockout. Listen, you've got so much to learn. So much to learn.
Even to the point of points on your head and body that can create a knockout. Like when we look at AJ, when he got knocked out by Daniel Dubois recently, it was here that on the temple that he got punched, and it was the uppercut as well. Sorry, the Andy Ruiz was on the temple. The uppercut was because of a certain part of the chin. And to know that is because you've trained for them points.
Yeah, that's it. And if you don't know it, people just think you walk out for a big haymaker and that's it. It doesn't work like that.
And if
that's what you see down West Street, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
It's everyone that can fight and starts doing all the, and you're like, but when you've trained for it and you know what you're doing, and then someone does hit you with a jab that's straight down the middle and then a right, you're like, whoa, hold on a minute.
I know what's going on here. Your head does a little.
That's it. So it's all about training stuff. So then, like with jiu-jitsu, from what I'm getting is, it's more of that respect. It's more you're working together. You want to win, but you're working together. And I saw that video, and I watched it, and I thought to myself, you ain't been doing it for a short period of time. It looks like you've been doing it for ages.
And you know what it is? It's my teammates. It's my teammates. We're helping each other. And, it isn't just like you're walking into a training session and you're going, I think I want to compete. And it ain't just, let's attack you. It was, all right, let's work on this. Let's work on this. And it really shows. And, I like jiu-jitsu now. I like jiu-jitsu a lot.
You're all in it together.
And it's you go as a brotherhood again, and it's nice. It's a nice thing.
Nice, and it's that little outlet. Like
that's it.
Jiu-jitsu, boxing. So, who's your favourite boxer?
That's a hard one. Do you know what?
Okay, I'll make it a bit easier. Who's your favourite boxer from the past?
Oh, from the past. All right, go on. We'll go with the past. I'd probably say Sonny Liston.
Okay, nice. That's an interesting one. A lot of people say Mike Tyson, but Sonny Liston. Okay.
He was a bit out there, had his problems, and I like someone with problems. I've always liked someone
and got over them.
Like with the UFC, I love Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz. Like they're my favourite people in the whole world. Because they have their problems. They come in and they manage to prevail. I love someone with a sad story,
like an underdog,
story.
And then comes back. Because that's what you've done. You've turned yourself from being that underdog to kind of now coming out. You look great, mate. You're really thriving, and I can feel the energy. And you've got yourself into a place where I hope, and I know you won't, but ever go back there, because I'll certainly be like, mate, what are you doing? I'll show you this, and I'll say, don't ever do that again.
Get back there now.
Just keep thriving, mate. Keep going. And that's the main thing, isn't it?
And that's the thing, that I feel good now. I feel back normal. It sounds weird. My head's working again. Like everything's working again. Like I'm firing on all cylinders. you know, like just life feels normal. Life felt so unnormal.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was me making it unnormal. But I kept going, oh, my life's crazy, my life's crazy. It was me putting that spoon in that pot and mixing my own life up.
Yeah, that's it, you know. And with that, like you said, you created that for yourself and kind of now you've pulled yourself out of it. So really, what's, you know, you said it a couple of times, what's your message though to those out there that are going through that? What kind of would
just
you
reach out to someone, anyone, any friend you've got or family member, and just say, look, I don't want to be where I'm at now. Please help me out. Like, please just give me 10 minutes of your time. Yeah. And even if it's just a 10 minutes, a little bit here and a little bit there, that 10 minutes might have stopped you from going out that night and doing it again. Or it might have just delayed it a couple of days. Trust me, reach out to someone.
And would you say physical training helps you?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. If you think you're going out too much on weekends and you're abusing drugs and you're doing all this stuff, start a combat sport, because you can't do the two together. You can't do it. Like you're going to go and you're going to like it, but then you're going to struggle with the fitness because you're drinking every weekend. Yeah. Or, you know, you're going to get hit in sparring, your nose is going to bleed because you're doing too much cocaine on a weekend. So you can't mix the two together. It will force you to get out of it.
Yeah.
But that first step of walking into a gym is a scary thing.
Of course,
and especially if you're in that mindset, if you're on a low. But trust me, just do that step, walk through that door and get in that gym.
And it doesn't always have to be commercial. It can be a private gyms. A lot of us now enjoy private ties. Like you say, you're down with the guys down at Mobro's there and doing their things, and it's privatised and it's a family, and that works a lot more because people are in there and they have an understanding. But it is scary.
And the thing is, like, even book a one-to-one. Like book a one-to-one with a coach, and then you get that personal bit of time. And again, you can talk to them as well. Like you can talk to them about what your issues are. If you don't want to jump straight into a class of maybe 20, 30 people, you can just do a one-to-one. But I'd say even just go to the gym, the normal gym, because it will stop what you're doing. Yeah, no one's ever gone to the gym and felt bad.
No, it's true,
Do you know what I mean? You walk out and you go, oh, like my back's a bit sore, but like I feel all right. Like, do you know what I mean? So,
and that's what I was going to ask you. How do you feel after you've, you know, done a workout now? Like, it's the feeling is unbelievable. There is no drug or alcohol
what
that can make you feel that. Yeah.
And especially with competing as well. That is a drug. Like even if you compete and you lose bad or you get knocked out, you'll still go, that was an experience. And an experience better than you'll get from any kind of drug. Any of the old crap you're trying to throw down your neck, up your nose, it will not be that. But you also get that with the training side. Yeah. Listen, if you've been doing jiu-jitsu for a couple of months and you manage to get a submission on someone, you will go home with a smile. Like you will.
High five.
And the thing is, like, you haven't done it to hurt them. You've done it because what you've been learning.
And you've trained hard and you've done it because you work.
And it's better than any drug. Better than any drug.
That's it. And you can't buy that.
No. You can't 100%.
Buy it, you know. All right. So I've got some cards here that I'm going to get you to select one and then we're going to talk about it, all right? So here we got some different ones, all right? So this one is an expression one. So take the top one.
All right.
Okay. All right. Don't read that one just yet. Right, okay. Take the top one of this one. Perfect. Yeah. So what does that say? Inquiry.
Yeah.
Okay. Take the top one of this one.
All right.
Perfect. And then the last one I'll hand over to you. Okay, so the first one you got there, what does it say on the front, on
expression?
Okay, so to the camera, read what it says.
So we got, what are some things you love about yourself?
Okay, so one thing I ask, and you are anyway, but just be honest in your answer.
Yeah, of course, 100%. What I love in myself. Do you know what? It's hard. It's hard, and you get asked that question because it's hard to answer. But I definitely think the ability to change my own life, the ability to change my own life. I think that's something I love about myself, and I lost it for a long time, and now I've got it back. So it must have been there on a back burner, but I'd say the ability to now love myself again.
That's an amazing answer. To find that love and that.
Do you know? Like, I never used to believe in all that. It don't matter about not loving yourself. It does. Yeah. It does, I promise you it does.
Oh, no, that's an amazing answer. No, that's good. The next one, what we got
here? So we got emotion, and we got describe the last time you felt extremely happy. It was probably the other night. I come back from training. We had a really good couple of sessions, and and I'm like an excited kid. Like I was like, oh, like that, it's amazing. Like I've done this. But yeah, but I'm happy every day. I'm happy, nice. You know, like, and that's the thing that I can say I'm definitely happy every day.
Great answer, yeah. Next one.
Mindfulness. So, why do you think it is important to be aware of our thoughts and feelings? Do you know what? It's because it's a real thing inside. Listen, if you keep telling yourself you're okay with not being okay, it'll get to a point where you're going to get stuck. Like you're going to damage your head. Like you're not going to be able to pull yourself back out. If you're okay with not being okay, and you don't think that's a problem, and you're telling yourself all the time, oh yeah, I don't matter. You can't do that. You can't do it to yourself. You've got to tell yourself, I'm good. Like today, I'm going to go to work and I'm going to do this after work. Or this weekend, I'm going to go and see my friend and I'm going to do this. Yeah. You've got to tell yourself, like that, and that's it, the thoughts and feelings, it goes together. You've got to have positive thoughts about yourself. You've got to. And I know that's hard. Like, and I get that. There's times when you can't do that, but you've got to try to. And the feelings as well. Like I never thought sad was a thing, and you know all this. But yeah, listen, men cry. We do cry. We cry, and we do have emotions. We have a lot of emotions.
Yeah, a lot, and that's a strong answer.
Yeah. You know, we have a lot going on.
Yeah, no, that's it. Next one.
So inquiry. What is a memory you have that makes you happy?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Do you know what? I think it was birthing my daughter. So I had a home birth at home, and literally as she come out, I had to catch her.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Cut the cord and done the bits, and I think that's a connection I will have with her. Obviously, everyone loves their kids, but it's a connection between me and her. I think I will never ever forget that. That will never ever shake out of my head. Yeah. That is something for me. What is amazing.
Unbelievable. It's like my boy, like cutting his umbilical cord in the hospital. The first time it was just me and him for that. Even if it was for a couple of minutes, just doing that, you have that connection, don't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing stuff.
No, some real good answers on that.
Yeah,
That makes you think a little bit, you know. So, mate, it's been a pleasure having you on.
It's been amazing.
And I hope you got something from it. And I know the guys watching would have definitely got something from it.
I hope anyone watching this, if you do need anything, just reach out. I'm on social media, like I'm sure Bill
we'll put the handles up and stuff.
Just reach out if you're someone who's just struggling and you've watched this and you've gone, like I do struggle with drugs a little bit. Just send me a follow. Like I'm more than happy to talk to anyone. Try and help anyone out as much as I can. But yeah, it's been good, mate. It's been good. It's been nice.
Good to catch up with you. Good to have a chat.
Lovely, mate.
And hopefully we'll do some more stuff in the future, espefally after some of the ideas you've had there about building communities and stuff.
And that's the thing. I am trying to look at stuff for myself. Try and start something. But I'll keep in contact with you. And
100%.
Yeah, I'm sure we get something going on.
Always appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.